You know, there were many creative people that came from Detroit or had some major connection in Detroit. Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, some of the great creative thinkers of our past century were connected here to Detroit. And when we consider not only the automobile industry, but other industries that emerged from Detroit, one that's so clear that everybody in the world probably knows about is Motown.
If the 1960s were a movie, then the music coming out of Detroit's Motown would have definitely been the soundtrack. The Motown sound, as it came to be known, defined a generation. The music created in those adjacent houses on West Grand Boulevard was not only important in helping to achieve racial equality, but it also gave Detroit an identity. Detroit became Hitsville, USA.
It made so many African Americans millionaires. It brought names like Stevie Wonder, the Supremes, the Jackson 5. They took all these people and made them household names all over the world.
Well, we're known for Motown. And so it's been how many years since we've had something that really showcase who we are, about 40 years?
What's about to happen is more grand and larger than what happened with Motown.
When you're thinking about Motown, now you have this transition of a Motown to Movie Town initiative.
What we're talking about is a plethora of companies. We're talking about a conglomerate of many companies that are coming together to create an industry.
In fact, you've already have major motion picture studios who've already got on board and have joined the wagon to come here in Michigan. You have Paramount building studios out in southeast Michigan. You have Universal Studios who are also considered similar deals.
The way Motown moved the music industry, I believe that's the way it would happen in film as well, because there are so many talented people here, whether that be musicians or actors or screenwriters, whatever the case might be, a lot of talented people.
Will we be Hollywood? No, only Hollywood is Hollywood and only New York is New York, but I think we can become a very important auxiliary to the movie-making industry in terms of the vibe that Detroit has.
As we move into this new industry, it really, as some would call it, be the entertainment industry. I would prefer to call it the industry of the arts. And when I say industry, I liken it to the automobile industry. It is that potentially vast. It is something that will encompass many companies. It will pull in Hollywood. It will pull in many pieces of corporate America, and it will touch really the grassroots of not only our community but around the country, where people who have raw talent will now have a new platform to really exhibit their gifts and their talents.
One of the main reasons why I left Detroit and went to LA was because I didn't have that access per se. And so this gives people like me the opportunity to either come back to Detroit or never leave Detroit, at the very least to bring this industry here in LA somewhat to Detroit.
Anytime you bring in a new industry, the first hope is that there will be more employment.
And you should know that our country is so entertainment oriented that's really like one of the biggest industries. There's no recession in entertainment. People are always going to movies. If there's anything that's recession proof, you should go into entertainment.
No longer would the automobile industry in Detroit be the major employer of this area. Now we would have a whole nother industry on many, many levels.
There's a lot of people who of course want to be in front of the camera and just be talent, but there's also a lot of people who want to be behind the scenes. A lot of people who want to be writers, producers, directors.
We will have a new music recording label.
You're talking about jobs, you're talking about people who have great concepts and great ideas that have the ability to distribute that stuff right at home to the world is a great thing.
And Detroit being what it is, being a blue-collar town, that particular flavor and flair can be added to the Hollywood industry.
I think seasons are changing now, and I think it's about time for Detroit to get back on the map, to display our artistry for the hidden talents that's here.
Just think of it. motion pictures, major motion pictures are now being shot, are now being produced right here in Detroit. It can happen weekly, it can happen monthly right here in Detroit. This is what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. This can be a hub. This can be a place where the industry of the arts we're talking about is taking place. Literally right here on Detroit's downtown sidewalk, a motion picture is being shot right now.
I think it would be exciting. I think people would be very thrilled to have that. You would also probably get a lot of talent that we didn't know we had. It would be an opportunity for people to showcase their talent.
Oh, I think it would just kind of bring us back to the whole Motown thing, and it'll kind of like bridge the gap and maybe put us back on the map the way we should be again.
So I think if we had a better entertainment industry, it would be a lot more people back to work.
It'd be much better. Everybody will love Detroit. You know, people think Detroit grimy and all that. You know, if like a Hollywood center come here, you know, it'd be better.
Really interesting, probably bring in a good amount of money and be a lot of fun for people.
No, I think it would be real. Oh man, it would be unbelievable. You know, there'd be plenty of money and plenty of everything. You know, all the humdrum and you know, just it'd be a beautiful place to live.
I think that it would bring about a renaissance to us. It would become a part of the change of Detroit.